Of the 120,000 people the military or the United States government got out, he claims to have got out 12,000 people. That is 10%. 12,000 people.
We have seen a couple people detained, John, but as you can see now, we see some of this crowd starting to move away from the edge there as there's some smoke grenades.
And here's my point. I get it. Burning of the American flag is a First Amendment right, but also fuck you at the same time if you're doing it.
They're stopping people, just regular people, from moving in and out, going to classes and stuff. And then if you try to get around them, they get physical with you. After some small testicular difficulties.
The erectile dysfunction is a oddly peculiar. We
don't want to hear. We want to hear about your problems.
Amongst males in general, amongst certain males in general.
I'm sorry. There's no dysfunction.
Life is often bricked up, but you aren't.
But you won't be. Rain stopping soon. Good. It's fucking wet outside.
Here's giggity. That's what she was last night.
It's moist.
That's a no.
It's damp.
I hate that word.
It's damp.
Yeah. No, I hate that fucking word.
Moist.
Stop it.
Moist.
Stop it.
Do you want some moist cake? How about some moist pie? It's not flaky.
It could be sweat and not actual moist.
At least it's not flaky.
Like if you eat ass, or if a girl spends all day out there in the sun, and you want to eat ass.
No, sir. No, sir. I do not do that.
Would you do it?
No. God, no. No, I don't want spicy starfish.
You don't want the spicy Cheerio?
I don't want the spicy starfish. I do not want the wasabi Cheerio. I do not need any of that. This is not happening. No, I swear to God, the first time I taste butthole, I'm reaching over and popping you in your fucking stomach.
Oh my God. And hit the intro.
That would suck.
Hey guys, Matt here, telling y'all to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell to get notified each time that we're on. Oh, I say I love y'all so much. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to the articles.
I don't know.
Well, welcome to the Article
hang on.
1776. Hold on. I got to do the intro. I got to do this part. Welcome to the Article 1776 podcast. I am Matt, and this is Scottsdale87. We're talking about eating ass and whatever.
I like how that's how you start the podcast, but that's what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
No, I had one girl ask me, and I left. Like, I stopped, and I fucking left. I was like, nope, I'm done. Nope, I'm done. Nope. And I realized I could have just said no.
Uh-huh.
But I was also like 17.
That left as good of a taste in your mouth as what the government does is what they're doing right now. And this whole entire like debacle
I think there needs to be more of a show of force.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, we get you guys want a ceasefire in Gaza, but what is the protesting going to do? You know who really has to come to an agreement for ceasefire? Gaza and Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see it happening because of kids, young adults. And you know what? Okay. The whole, was it 1967? Mao, was it Vietnam? I
Yeah.
think it was.
Yeah.
He got college kids
Mm-hmm.
to carry out his cultural revolution, as they called it. They killed like 2 million people and enslaved millions more, right? Or like imprisoned millions more. And he got college kids or adults to do it because they're idiots. And like I have a post on this, and I've showed you this. This guy says it perfectly. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Hopefully we can get the post, squeeze it in here somewhere.
Yeah.
But the guy says it's not their fault that they're idiots. They just became adults.
Hold on. Are you talking about the gentleman that was in China? I'm thinking about the Mao Zedong.
Mao Zedong, that's what his name was. That was Vietnam. I believe that was Vietnam. Fuck, I'm stupid. I should know that.
Hold on, I got a little brief history lesson for you. Did you know one of the POWs, one of the Marines from Wake Island, escaped from being a POW, went to China and ran into Mao Zedong?
No shit.
And Mao Zedong gave him some carpets too.
Shank that dude. A carpet?
Yeah.
Anyway, but like I said, he got college age adults to carry out these, atrocities because they were idiots and they didn't know any better. And
that's kind of like Jeffrey Dahmer, isn't it?
Wow. That was kind of out of right field.
Well, I mean, like it is, yeah, but
Did you see my dog's butt?
that was out of left field, sir.
Well, I had to make it weird. Dog butt. But so, and to give you, I don't know if people are actually understanding the broad scale of what's going on. Okay, now so we watched this earlier. It was a live feed, and this was they're literally like hustling.
LAPD, the LA County Sheriff's Department, and the California Highway Patrol have been marshaling their forces all day long for the better part of the last 15 hours, getting into position as we've been waiting for this moment where they are finally executing that order.
So this is going
this
on
crowd and take
right
down
now.
This encampment, which has just gotten to be too dangerous.
Looks like they've got tear gas or smoke grenades going off or fire extinguishers. So this is actually starting
we have seen a couple people detained, John, as you can see now, we see some of this crowd starting to move away from the edge there as there's some smoke
grenades going off. What do these
kids
think that they're going to do? They're going up against a equipped
but we
law
did count at least one or two people being placed in handcuffs
agency.
when these CHP officers first arrived earlier. LAPD tried to make their way into the encampment.
I saw
they actually
a video
were able to make their way
these
up
kids
the
in
staircase on
Portland
the opposite
tried
side,
to charge the
and as
police with shields made of trash cans, like
there
cut
was
up
some
trash
pushing and
cans,
shoving, and,
plastic trash cans.
Really hear you with this going on.
There was a video out of Portland a couple of days ago where I'm wondering what these kids are doing, what they think is going to happen with all this. Do they think that they're going to take on the police, really?
It reminds me of the LA riots back in the 90s. This was just
a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. Not so violent.
Yeah.
But there was a video out of Portland the other day where these kids ran at the cops, like a line of cops in riot gear. Cops in riot gear.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They were wearing bicycle helmets and had cut up trash can shields. plastic trash cans, like the Rubbermaid trash cans you find in like a cafeteria. The big gray ones with the big handles on them, the big 55-gallon ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they had cut up a bunch of those and made shields out of them. And they tried to charge the fucking cops. And they folded like napkins.
How did that work out for you?
Oh, it was for me, I'm not stupid. It was pretty cool to watch.
All right, back to the thing.
Yeah, so this is going on. And like they're kids armed with cones and flashlights and sticks and stuff. Like you have, I'm sorry, a couple volleys of CS gas all the way in the back, and then hit him in the front with CS gas too.
Now we're viewing the other side.
Yeah, this side over here is a lot less active. As you can see, there's people moving over though, and like this is in New York. This is at least. Yeah, this is a couple hours away from me.
I gotta ask you though, how many? You gotta wonder how many of those people that are actually wondering, like, guys, what the fuck are we doing here? This is actually supposed to be a peaceful protest.
What, you mean like the cops?
No, the actual people, like they're there to protest. And
okay, and
didn't
here's
want to escalate even further.
And here's what here's a lot of what I've been seeing at the deputy assistant police commissioner of New York said the other day that there were outside sources funding a lot of outside a lot of outside instigators that are backed by anti-American and anti-Israel fundamentalist movements.
I have a feeling George Soros is somewhere involved into this.
There already has been a money trail connected from one of Soros's companies to a rights movement or an activism. I don't fucking know what they call themselves. Animal circuses. So. Yeah, but apparently there's a lot of like death to America, pro Hamas influence going on in these protests.
This has George Soros written all over it.
Oh, absolutely. So there's pamphlets telling people how to resist the police, telling people how to take over on occupy campuses and buildings and stuff like this. They're stopping people, just regular people, from moving in and out, going to classes and stuff. And then if you try to get around them, they get physical with you. And then they'll get a bunch of people to surround you and harass you and literally physically, put hands on you. And if you do anything, they'll attack you. There's nothing peaceful about these fucking idiots. Yeah, I said it. Fucking idiots. And if there's a problem with it, I don't have an issue with that either, because you have your own opinion. I think this is stupid. You're not convincing me by acting like idiots that you should be listened to. You're not adults. This is what children do. They throw temper tantrums. This is what children do. How do I know this? Well, my children do it. They throw temper tantrums. And apparently they cut the power over there. It got darker.
I'm going to create a thumbnail with the both of us looking like we're part in the middle of the right, with me and you with a black eye or probably a missing tooth.
No, that is actually probably something that would happen if I was caught up in some shit like that. Just trying to pass through in my day-to-day life. If I've got to go to class and I don't want to listen to your bullshit because I have better things to do, like make use of the money spent for my education, and you try to stop me and put hands on me, I'm putting hands on you.
Is it bad that I'm thinking about the Peter Griffin little fall down the stairs things where he has his arm up all over his back? Or...
push a fucking protester down the stairs. Oh shit! I got pushed. Nah, I don't understand what
the protester screaming down the steps. Oh shit, cocksucker, son of a bitch!
Fucking Peter Griffin it. I think all this is absolutely idiotic. Like, what do they expect is going to happen? They were told to leave. You're literally defying a lawful order, whether it's by the campus or by the police.
Mhm.
What do you think is going to happen? Somebody gets pulled over, is told to get out of the car, told not to reach for a gun. They reach for a gun. They aim it at the cops and they shoot. What usually happens?
Shit's crazy. And I'm going to switch it away from this for a second, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
If you can take that down. But speaking about law enforcement and the protests, you mentioned to me about a law enforcement officer that spat at the Palestinian flag at one of the protests.
Now, I will say, I'm not a fan of the term alleged. Okay?
Well,
I've seen
we weren't there, so.
True. Now, I have seen news stories where it's like 4 teenagers allegedly stole a car, but like there's a helicopter focused in on a police chase, and there's 4 teenage kids and they're driving a car at high speeds running from the cops. I mean, allegedly, come on. If you're running from the cops and the car is stolen, there's nothing alleged about it. We've got it on video.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of where it gets tricky with this one. It is very possible that this officer, well, here's the video. Hang on a second. I had to, it fucking put me down at the bottom of the dang page, and I had to pause it, and I had to go do this, click this fucking button, and I click this fucking button. Are you watching it now?
Yes.
Okay. So, this guy right here, Grandpa,
been
on the force for about 35 years, getting ready to retire. He wants that gold Rolex. Okay?
All right. Just press play, please. I can't hear anything.
There's nothing to really hear. It's just that.
Okay.
So, again, it looks like he spits on it once, right?
I can't.
And like the head movement. Understand the head movement. When you're going like this.
I can't see the Palestinian flag, though.
It's on the ground because they re-put the American flag up. When he moves, you can see the color actually a little bit right here in front of his gun holster.
Okay.
There's that green right there. Now, if you look at his head movement, it looks like... Let's get back a little farther. It looks like he spits on it once.
Yeah.
And then in the original video, it sounds like he gets some cheers for it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah, all right, cool. Bat, spits on it again. Allegedly. Now here's where I want to say something. If you have taken down the American flag and raised the Palestinian flag and an officer spits on it after it's been taken down, I have no issue with that. I want to buy that man a beer.
Well, here's the thing. I could agree in the sense, but where I want to say there's a time and a place to be professional.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a time and a place where you got to be a professional and separate your personal feelings from what is going on at work.
No, and I get that, and I guess it's more of that American side of me.
Yeah.
It's not so much that I don't want you to have your Palestinian flag. However, I have seen videos as well where the American flag is taken down, put on the ground, stomped on, trashed, and all this shit, and the Palestinian flag is raised in its place. Here's what I want to say, and I'm gonna rustle a lot of feathers with this, and you know that I have no issue with that. This is not Gaza. This is not Palestine. You will not take down our flags, trash and destroy them, and put yours in its place when this is not Palestine. This is not Gaza. Okay? You're more than welcome to be here if you're here under every natural pretense, okay? If you're here to cause problems, cause damage, instill hate in people, and harm the everyday American citizen who has nothing to do with what's going on in your fucking countries, okay? That's a problem.
Yeah. And here's my point. I get it. Burning of the American flag is a First Amendment right, but also fuck you at the same time if you're doing it. Because,
You know it's a felony, right?
yeah, I know.
It's still considered a felony.
Yeah.
Does it ever get prosecuted? Absolutely not.
Yeah, I think it's a $10,000 fine if you.
Oh, absolutely. It's a federal felony, I believe.
Yeah, it's a federal felony and it's a $10,000 fine. I believe it falls underneath destruction of federal or government property.
So I'm a little unclear on the whole defining factors of that law. I do know, however, it is a felony.
Yeah.
It's never prosecuted though, and I don't want American citizens to be violent, but I think American citizens need to start having their own little fucking protests and marches and shit. Like, I'm not calling for violence in any kind of way because that just leads to more violence and it leads to problems. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But there was some more college kids in New York who like literally just they re-raised the flag in the rain or some shit. It might have been this.
I'll show
And
the
they were
video
all,
right.
like,
I'll
waving-
show the video right here if I can find it.
USA! USA! Let's go! Let's go! Land of the free and the home of the brave.
And they're waving flags and shit and they're chanting USA. And I think there needs to be more of that. Like, I understand you have your rights to be upset. You have your rights to protest. But understand something. Not everybody in this country feels the same way you do, and you are not going to intimidate us by violence or show of force. I don't think you remember who we are. We do shows of force pretty well.
Yeah.
We're proportionate.
We'll get proportional. But here's the thing, too. We've been at war for over most of the time that we've been a country.
Oh, absolutely. We know war.
Do not think that we won't get violent, motherfucker.
Somebody else will raise your children.
There was a reason why we kind of entered World War II kind of late, and we helped win the thing. We didn't win the whole entire thing. It wasn't just
No, we had a lot of help.
But here's the thing. A lot of shit didn't get done if it wasn't for us.
I mean, I can't sit there. I'm not one of those guys like, yeah, well, we won the fucking World War II. It's like, no, but like, we really like lit a fire under some fucking people.
D-Day. Normandy.
Like, yeah, and like we had help from the what was it, the French, the British, we had help from the Africans, like we had help from a lot of fucking great countries and shit. Italy kind of turned their tail into Hitler, but whatever. That's not the point. We didn't win World War II by ourselves.
Did you hear? Hold on. Did you hear that Hitler possibly might have escaped Germany down to Argentina?
Yeah, I watched the whole video, or I watched the series that, what was it, Tim Kennedy did?
Yeah.
A lot of it, look, I am not going to sit here and lie to you.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fucking German officers went to fucking Argentina. That's an absolute known fact. There were full on fucking Mein Kampf camps for fucking kids in Argentina and shit. Like the Hitler Youth groups and shit. Oh, they were in Argentina. There were schools for it, like boarding schools. This shit was crazy. Do I believe Hitler got there? No.
And your reason for that?
There's no evidence to prove that he did. Now, there's no evidence to prove that he didn't, as far as I know, except for the evidence that we have of like he was, propped up in the corner and shit, and they buried him and they lit his bones on fire and shit like that. There's all that story.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's story. There's no actual proof on where he is. So to say that he died in Munich or Berlin or wherever it was,
Mm-hmm.
I can't say to that. To say that he died in Argentina, I can't say to that. I think though,
Mm-hmm.
if he had the means to do it in Germany, and Argentina was a fallback area, there would have been some way for him to keep going.
Well, here's the thing, though. I think in the same series, there was a little skit, a little scene to where someone said that they had a photo of Hitler in Argentina.
I'm not going to say that's not true. I'm pretty sure Hitler visited Argentina well before the war broke out.
That could be a possibility.
Or even during the war.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like their technology was not what it is today.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about the Allies. You didn't have a satellite in space that you could move over Hitler's house and see, oh, hey, his plane's taking off. Where's it going? Let's keep following it. And then reposition the satellite to follow the fucking thing. You know what I mean? They didn't have that back then.
No.
So there's no way to tell if he fucking, during the war, went to Argentina for a week.
Sorry. Yeah.
Like, if Argentina was a fallback place, obviously he would have had to pick it for certain reasons.
Mm-hmm. Now, one of the reasons why I kind of switched over to that the show also, a badass dude, badass gentleman that was, I think, I'll say co-host of the show. And you know him. We don't know him, but you know of him pretty well, Mr. Tim Kennedy.
Yep. I will say that I have been kind of critical of Tim in the past.
Yeah.
This is off another podcast, the Anti-Hero Podcast.
Well, hold on. Before people don't know, there are so now we kind of clue them in. There are fellow operators in the community that are kind of doubting Tim about the pulling out of or helping out, pulling out, helping out with the civilians and getting them into safety.
From where?
Afghanistan.
There you go.
Of the 120,000 people the military or the United States government got out, he claims to have got out 12,000 people. That is 10%, 12,000 people. But then he goes on, Joe Rogan goes, how long were you there for? He goes, 10 days. You were there for 10 days and got out 12,000 people? That's 1,200 people a day. And that's assuming your first day was just as productive as your last day. And we all know that's not how it works. How'd you get out 12,000 people? Now just not time-wise do I have to question you. Logistically, how did you do that? And he said he flew into the Crown Prince. Crown Prince gave him a C-17. I had to Google how much does a C-17 hold. C-17 holds a little over 100 people. 12 C-17s every day?
Hacked it out side to side and it's 200.
200. Six C-17s every day. It just doesn't add up. It seems like a lie.
So yeah, there's that. There is. Oh, sorry, it's the Coke. A cola.
Yeah.
On the Joe Rogan or on the Sean Ryan podcast, Tim Kennedy specifically states that it was not just him that got out all those people. There was several different organizations that did. Obviously, one C-17, he as one person, he's not
I mean, common sense. He's not doing it alone. He can't do all that shit by himself. As a matter of fact,
Logistically, common
as a matter
sense
of fact,
speaking,
hold
yeah.
on. Yeah, like I know of another gentleman that was involved, and I'm sorry for name dropping, Nick Palmisano, who was I think U.S. Army infantry officer, from what I believe.
I mean, anybody who has any type of common sense obviously is going to understand that one person is not going to be able to get this done.
Yeah.
And oh shit. Hello. There we go. It seems kind of shitty that other operators throw shade at other operators.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think Tim. I mean, I've given Kennedy shit before with the whole civilians shouldn't own this kind of weaponry.
I mean, hell, guys in the 2A community shit on guys in the 2A community too. So,
yeah, and we really shouldn't be because there's no need for it. We're all doing the same shit.
yeah.
Yeah, some of us are, kind of fucking around, but I don't know. I just think the whole I'm gonna go on a podcast and mission shame this dude because I didn't do it or something. I don't know who that guy is. I don't know who he is. I know who Tim Kennedy is, and I know who Tim Kennedy is not just because he was in the military. I knew him from TV, being a host on TV shows. I've known him from, his time in the MMA.
Mm-hmm.
In K1, I think he did some K1. But I have a lot of respect for Kennedy for the simple fact that he was a service member.
No, well, Tim Kennedy was in Pride. Well, Pride
That's what it was.
MMA, yeah.
Yeah, Pride than MMA. But I have a lot of respect for
Not
Kennedy
the gay
because
pride,
he's a service.
not the gay pride.
Not the parades.
Although
but I have a lot of respect for him because of what he's done. I've been a little hypercritical of some of the things he's said given his position. But at the same time, I'm not gonna sit here and not defend the dude. Obviously, one person is not going to be able to do all of that. He has specifically acknowledged the fact that it was not just him doing it. Because one person in a C-17 is not going to get out 12,000 people in the span of 10 days. I don't give a fuck how good you are.
Well, here's the thing, too, and you got to think about it. He's not going to bring up their names because they might be underneath a certain government contract to where they can't be exploited so much.
Let me ask you a question. Let's get a little biblical here. We'll really do this, okay? But the whole Noah's Ark story. Do you think Noah got all the fucking animals on board the Ark in one goddamn day?
No.
So then how would anybody sit there and think, using that as reference, even if you don't believe it, but using that as reference, how would you ever believe that in 10 days you were going to get 12,000 people out on one fucking C-17?
He did say 10 days, right?
He said 10 days.
Yeah.
I've watched the Sean Ryan episode with Kennedy. He says 10 days. Well, that was the Joe Rogan episode. He did say 10 days.
Now you're getting your podcasts mixed up.
I watch a lot of podcasts, man. I sit here and watch podcasts when I'm doing my schoolwork. I even watch this one. So, you know how weird it is to sit there and watch yourself through an entire podcast, though?
I don't even.
It's kind of weird. Because I'm like, I don't like how I sound. I don't like how I look.
I do that editing. Imagine how I feel.
Yeah, but you probably just like breeze through it. You're like, I don't even watch it. You just cut shit together.
I kind of cringe a little bit. And by the way, every single time that you yawn on a podcast, I yawn as I'm editing.
In real life, all your edits.
As soon as I mentioned yawned, you motherfucker.
There you go. Have fun with that one later.
Go,
bitch.
Go fucking kick rocks.
Hey, it be like that sometimes.
And every single time that where I edit some certain segment on the podcast. I'm like, what the fuck?
Do you know what though? So
Chicken butt?
chicken, and you know why? Chicken thigh.
Yeah.
So I do bankruptcy shit, right? And I have a series of questions that I have to ask in my second part of my whole like interview that I do with my clients.
Mhm.
And the first question is like, have you ever lived in any of these states? Blah 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 blah. Texas, Nevada, New Mexico, Washington, Wisconsin, and like halfway through it, every meeting, I yawn at that question, thinking about.
As soon as you mentioned it, and you
There's
yawned,
another one for you. Suck it.
go fuck
Um,
yourself.
But yeah, see, even thinking about the question, I get tired. And I do it. It's the first question of 28 questions, and I've done them about 4,000 to 5,000 times. Ha! If you didn't yawn, you'd be a psychopath.
Future me, don't yawn.
Future me, fight the urge. Fight the urge to herbal.
You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. No. But
But yeah, I yawn through that one question every son of a bitch.
I'm holding it
Oh my
back.
God, what have you done?
I got tears in my eyes. I'm holding
I
it
do
back.
too. What have you done?
But I highly doubt that. And here's what I think. This is just my take upon some certain things. Everyone has their own belief. Everyone has their own, like freedom of speech. But I look at the issue that some people have with some certain others and wonder if it's a personal issue that person has and feel like, oh, this person is getting all the attention in the world and none of it is
It's like
going
an insecurity
on me.
thing, right?
Yeah. So I know
Yeah.
that I spoke to some certain people that have an issue with, say, like donut operator. It says that, oh, he's a bootlicker, but he's been actually covering both sides, how cops have fucked up and where the
Yeah.
suspects have fucked up. I can look at some people's feeling of how they feel about a certain person and can look at the underlying issue of what they may have.
Yeah.
Do I think that the gentleman on the Ryan podcast, whatever the fucking podcast, I forgot the name of it, has a underlying issue with Tim Kennedy? I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I was thinking it's kind of probably like success jealousy. You know, Kennedy's successful.
But here's the thing, too, and I'm going to. There's a difference between actually calling out a person upon their stuff and then actually being jealous of their success. I forgot who the operator was, but there was a Navy SEAL type of operator. I forgot what tier he was, like SEAL Team 4 or something. I forgot which one.
Gravy SEAL Team 6.
Yeah, but no, he was actually calling out Marcus Luttrell and how he went about getting the Medal of Honor. What happened with that situation? Are you sure you know what happened?
I have no idea, but I do have something to talk about that.
Well, hold on, because I think Marcus Luttrell, and I'm not going to quote everything because I could be wrong about a lot of things. I'm willing to admit that. Marcus Luttrell stated the situation to where him and his friend were in a firefight. Marcus Luttrell ducked down as his friend was saying, Marcus, pick up the gun. I need your help. And something happened to where the gentleman lost his life. And Marcus Luttrell was stated in a interview that he felt like a coward because of it. It was a cowardice. He felt like it was a cowardice thing. And the gentleman in the pocket, I forgot his name, brought it back up. And
There was a. I don't know if this is true, but This is something that I watched the other day.
Mhm.
One of the members of the force that was sent in 10 days after Marcus Luttrell I guess I feel like I'm a little bit wrong on this.
Mhm.
It was either after 10 days, it was 10 days after he was picked up or 10 days after the initial start of all that
Mhm.
when they went to go recover the bodies.
Mhm.
When they came upon Axel was sitting up against a tree.
Mhm.
And this is a little bit of time afterwards, and they sent a big force in there to recover these bodies, right?
Mhm.
They said Axel couldn't have been dead more than a day or two.
Mhm.
So there was a chance to actually get him off. Apparently, Luttrell possibly had a chance to get him off the mountain as well. I don't know the full story. I'm not knocking Marcus Luttrell. He went through something pretty excruciatingly terrifying.
Mhm.
Okay. But it's something that a lot of shit gets lost in translation. There's even stories about how Chris Kyle may not have been the stand-up team guy that he was portrayed to be in the movie by Bradley Cooper. Apparently, he wanted to be known as the Navy's best sniper. He was trying to put out a brand. But it was also apparently known that he beat his wife, Leanne, I think her name was, a time or two. And it was known throughout the SEAL community that happened.
Mhm.
So it's not something that I'm putting out there. It's not something new. But I believe it just goes to show the disconnect between real life and what we use for entertainment.
What is portrayed?
Yeah, what's portrayed for entertainment as opposed to what's real life. Like, I saw the Lone Survivor movie,
Mhm.
and as it's portrayed in the movie, Axel was, but we don't know what happened. But there are people who kind of do, and it just seems.
I'm gonna hold on. You know what just popped into my brain?
I couldn't even fucking begin to imagine.
You remember Dust, Detroit Urban Survival Training?
Oh my god, that dude!
Yeah, he said that if Chris Kyle were to take his course, he would have lived.
Oh my god, if anybody takes that man's course, they're gonna die.
I'm sorry that quick just what it reminded me of, but the dude was so delusional. I think he's a severe troll, or he's severely delusional in what his beliefs are on that. But anyways,
I'm gonna have to say idiot.
yeah, I think that why are you shaking your can? Looks like you're jerking off a ghost. Casper, the jerked off ghost.
Wait. Okay.
So but yeah, that's what he said, that Detroit Herbal Survivor Training, Dust, whatever his name was, said that if Chris Kyle took his course, he would have lived. But that's just what pops into my mind as soon as you mentioned that. But it's like, I feel as though that these gentlemen, to a certain degree, could be right, but also there is an underlying issue of they're getting all this attention, meaning like Chris Kyle, Tim Kennedy, where people can be jealous at times.
Yeah.
But they can also see the hypocritical side of the aspect. So it kind of weighs in. Which side are you on to kind of, like I can see both sides in a sense, but the timing of it just irks me.
Yeah, what fucking side are you on, sir?
It's like the Civil War movie.
We're American. Yeah, well, what kind of American are you?
But it's
I don't understand. Well, wait, what? You know what? Speaking of funny movies, have you seen the new Roadhouse yet?
I heard this is I'm not sure if I can say this. Remember the original to where they had in the sentence, I used to fuck guys like you in
It's
prison.
like, I used to fuck guys like you in prison. Yeah, they didn't say that.
Yeah.
They didn't. That, and there was no like throat ripping.
Come
And like,
on.
those are the two best parts of the movie. However, this movie, it was funny.
Mhm.
Jake Gyllenhaal was pretty good in it. Dude was fucking jacked.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor was hilarious. He was a badass like he usually is. He's just an arrogant fuck like he usually is. And I love Conor McGregor.
It fits the role perfectly.
But there's one part where Jake Gyllenhaal, there's another like punk ass biker dude.
Mhm.
He's like, "Oh, my friends aren't here to watch, are just here to watch." Jake Gyllenhaal goes, "Oh, that's not fair." The guy goes, "Life's not fair," and he slaps the dude. And he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, I just slapped you. Are you okay?" And the guy goes, "What?" And he slaps him again and just starts fucking slapping the shit out of people. It was probably the greatest part of the movie.
How close is the nearest hospital? About like 25.
About 20 minutes. The next day, the guy comes up. He's like, "Did you not fucking hear me? I have a gun. Get in the car." He's like, "Yeah, but it's not very threatening. All I got to do is break 2 fingers." And he pulls it out, breaks his fingers. "Well, you're in luck. There's a hospital about 25 minutes away."
In the original, and this is what I can kind of say as a toxic relationship in the original. Remember how the blonde chick arrived kind of late to the fight, and instead of going to Patrick Swayze, she went to the dude that was a complete monster.
Well, I mean, I don't fucking. You know what? It's been so long since I've seen Roadhouse, the original. I think I might get it just to fucking watch it.
All I can think about is Family Guy just going
Roadhouse. Roadhouse. I did that today. No, because I was telling Eve about it. We haven't watched the movie yet. I've watched clips of it just to see how it was.
Mm-hmm.
But she knows I've been wanting to watch it when we have the time. And our refrigerator, you've heard it beep when it's closed.
Mm-hmm.
It'll just beep for no fucking reason. Well, this morning I kicked it at like 7 o'clock in the morning and yelled "Roadhouse." Woke her up.
I can see you doing a spinning back kick.
Yo, full boxers, just pow, Roadhouse.
So, do you know what company will bring the impact of freedom?
You want fucking company or fucking Roadhouse kick you in the fucking chops?
You just word vomited all over. We both did.
I know, but it's fucking Roadhouse.
Do you know what company will give you a sidekick of freedom?
So I kind of like mine better, even though it was a fuck up. I liked it better anyway. Yeah, it's Article 1776, Roadhouse.
That's a new logo. Article 1776, Roadhouse.
One day.
We should make a restaurant for that. But no, go grab a shirt, coffee mug, hat as well. Use discount codes in the description below. You can find the link to my socials in the description below. Scott, still giving your stuff.
58. No, Scottsdale87 on Twitch and Twitter, and Scottsdale_87 on the Instagrams.
You kind of froze there. You have a dad joke for the day?
Yeah, I do. Veganism and communism are pretty cool, unless you like food. Bye.